All right. What is going on, my fellow brothers in iron? Um, so I just wanted to flip the camera on for a second. I'm not heading to the gym quite yet. I'm actually going to do some side work for my uncle, and then we'll go to the gym after. But as I was getting all of my things ready this morning to leave, I was thinking about something that people say a lot that just, I don't like it. And it's, you just got to fake it till you make it. And you're probably wondering, oh, how does that apply to a bodybuilding context or in a bodybuilding context? And I've had people say this to me before, and I'm sure you have too. And you know, when you're first going around, you know, trying to lose weight or building muscle, or maybe you're just getting started, you want to jump into the gym and you're not feeling exactly confident, which is understandable. You know, you're never gonna feel at your peak confidence when you're first trying something new. But a lot of times people will say, oh, you just gotta fake it till you make it. But anybody that you talk to that has made it, quote unquote, nothing about it is faked. Like, you can't fake it. What am I trying to say here? When you set out to do something, oh, there was a bit of a traffic standoff there. Anyway, sorry, my brain just short-circuited big time. So where I am now with the results that I have, there was no part of this that was faked. I had to envision where I am now, and my vision is still way out in the future, and this is just a step that has to be taken to get there eventually, which is the same for everyone else out there. But if you're just starting a diet or going into your bulk saying, well, we'll just see what happens. Yeah, I'm not too confident about this one. I'll just, eat my food and hopefully I build some muscle out of it. No, you gotta have the vision first, because your body is gonna follow where your mind wants to go. And if you're trying to make your body do one thing, but your mind is telling you the opposite, you're eventually just going to break down. You're not going to be able to take it anymore. And especially when you're in a prep scenario, that's all you really have every single day. You don't want to do what you're doing. Like, you're reducing and restricting your calories so much. You're doing cardio every single day. Every fiber of your being is telling you to stop doing what you're doing, eat some food, and lay down on the couch, okay? But it's your mindset that keeps you going. I'm suffering right now. I'm sitting in my room 10 minutes after I just ate, and it feels like I ate nothing. But you know where you're going. You can see the vision. You standing on stage or finishing a mini cut or wherever it is you're trying to go. You've seen it, and now you just have to do it. There's no faking it. So it's easy to say, and it's difficult to execute. But there's by no means is faking it until you make it, because you can't fake it with yourself, right? It's kind of like the dude that will lie about his gym numbers to make it seem like he's more impressive than he really is to his peers or some random people at the gym. And you're, oh, what's your bench max, bro? Oh, like 365. And you're looking at him, you just give him a little, inspection. And you're like, this guy's about 5'10", 160 pounds. Now, I'm not trying to, there's some freaks out there, but majority of the time that build is not putting up 365. But what does that do? You know, if I'm being told that and I'm gullible enough to listen, cool, that guy benches 365. But he knows that he can't bench that. So he's only hurting himself in the process, because now I think that he's capable of doing something that he's not. And now he has put it out there that he's capable of doing something that he knows he can't do. So just be real with yourself. Understand where you are. Understand where you want to go. And you don't have to tell people where you're going. I think that's the craziest part, right? You know, everyone wants to put on a few pounds or lose a couple pounds, and they think they just have to tell everyone. And then, you just got to fake it until you make it. Why don't you just make it? You don't have to fake anything, man. You can just start eating less, start eating healthier, and I guarantee you, man, people will start to notice if you just do it. But the amount of times somebody has, just thrown out there, oh, I'm going to do this. Cool, man. I hope you do. I really hope you do. I am generally pretty believing in people's ability to achieve something, but that's not going to affect your ability to achieve it if you don't see it. And me believing in you doesn't make you see it. Some people, they'll throw it out there just to see how many people will bite. Like, oh, I'm going to lose some weight. And they're waiting for people to say, yeah, man, do it. You got it. You can do this easy. Why can't you do that with yourself? You're the one that's supposed to tell you that you can do it. Because at the end of the day, if you're in isolation, nobody's around you, no one's coming to save you, and you need to get out of a situation, are you going to look around for people to tell you that you can get out, or are you just going to get out? And that's really what I'm trying to get at. You have the ability to do what you have always dreamed of doing. If somebody has done it before you, there's no reason why you can't do it either. So don't fake it till you make it. Just make it. Don't fake it. Try to build your confidence. Just, you've never been to the gym before, just go one time. Let's go. I made it to the gym. The goal is to go again the next day, and the next day, and the next day. There's nothing fake about it. You can't trick your mind. If you don't believe you're going to get there, you're not going to get there. You won't get there by accident. None of this is an accident. So anyway, that was my whole side tangent, or not really a side tangent. That was the whole point of the video. Anyway, I need to go get to my job, focus on that, and yeah, I'll either see you at the gym or see you in the car again when I'm on my way to the gym. Okay, so it's a leg day today, and I always start by warming up my knees with lying leg curls or seated leg curls before I get into squats. I was doing a hamstring day and a quad day, but I switched it to just doing my hamstrings at the beginning of quad days. And I'll do anywhere from 4 to 6 sets, just because my hams and my glutes are a little overpowering compared to my quads, and I just want to focus more on my quads. So I'm just going to do some warm-ups here before starting my working sets, and then just jumping into squats. And really for warm-ups too, you don't have to do anything crazy. I see people doing these elaborate, crazy warm-up routines. And if you want to do a little extra, if you're feeling stiff or something that day, by all means, go ahead and do so. But I like to warm up with the movement that I'm going to be performing, because those are the muscles I'm using for the day. So if I'm doing hamstrings, I'm trying to warm up my knees, just gonna warm up my hamstrings with hamstring curls. Now for squats, just because of limited mobility, I might do some face pulls, get some blood in my upper back, and then, you know, whatever else I have to do, and then warm up with the squats. You never just jump straight in to your max working weight if it's the beginning of a workout. A lot of people, you know, your workout can be determined by your warm up, so to speak. And I think people that don't warm up, their workouts usually get better the longer their workout goes. So about a halfway point, they get into that groove. Well, if you did a quick little warm up before, you might have a great workout the entire time. So don't skip your warm ups. All right, so warm ups are done. Just gonna do 4 to 6 sets here. Like I said, get the knees nice and warmed up, get a nice little hamstring pump, and then we're just gonna jump into some squats. It's been a long week for me, work-wise, so I'm gonna try to get at least 3 plates for some reps, but we'll worry about that when we get there. Right now, before I just fall down on my face, I'm just gonna get these curls out of the way. Now, I've never been a whole, you know, maximum weight kind of guy. I've never been the strongest guy, but I do think I utilize the weights that I use more efficiently than most people. I think a lot of people confuse being able to just move the weight with using your muscle. And if you're not using your muscle and you're trying to grow your muscle, then you're just throwing weight around for no reason, just endlessly exhausting yourself. So make sure when you choose a weight that you can mentally get into the muscle and only use that muscle. A lot of people will lift their hips up off this pad right here, throwing their lower back into it, squeezing their glutes. You're trying to keep your hips pressed into the pad and just using your hamstrings. So I think we'll do one more and then we'll move on to squats. Whew. All right, next time you see me, on my working weight on the squat bar. All right, so we got 315 on the bar. Goal is to get 10 reps per set. Last leg day, I got this for 4 sets of 10, but we're a little deeper into the mini cut now, so energy levels are going down. That's where you got to mentally kick it into gear and just push yourself. Also, really rough work week physically, so I'm not, you know, if I don't get my 10 reps, I'm just giving it all I can. You know, one thing I think that is very underrated when it comes to lifting is being scared of whatever weight you got to do, or whatever reps you're gonna hit. Like, for example, like I just said, I had a long work week. I really don't know if I can hit this for 4 sets of 10. Now, just because I have a little doubt in my mind doesn't mean I'm gonna go lower in weight. That's just a bitch move. We're just gonna fight until we can't fight anymore. Also, if you notice, strategically, the safeties are missing. That's because death is the greatest motivator. If I'm gonna fail a weight, I'm gonna die, okay? Now, I don't recommend this all the time, and you definitely should use the safeties, but some days, you just gotta get a little psychotic. All right, we're not reinventing the wheel today. We're just moving on to leg press. I didn't bother warming up. My legs are pretty warm from those squats. And at this point, we're just trying to keep the pump going. I got as much strength out of the lift as I could. And at this point, I just want to really force blood into the muscle. I'm not trying to set any PRs or go for crazy weight. Just going for a nice stretch, good control, build some freaky legs. So I'm also gonna place my feet a little lower to emphasize the quads. The higher you place it, the more hamstring and glute you're gonna get, which is good. I definitely do them sometimes. But as I stated before, I'm trying to put more focus on my quads. So range of motion might look a little short, but the burn is gonna be crazy. So I really want to emphasize this. When you're doing bigger sets, like working with closer to your max weight for whatever reps you're doing, you want to have longer rest periods, especially for movements like squats and deadlifts. Having 2 to 3 minutes in between sets is going to be crucial. You're just not going to be able to perform at maximal efficiency resting 1 minute in between sets. But with something like this, where I'm not using as much weight as I can absolutely push, shorter rest periods in like 60 seconds to 90 seconds is going to be golden to keep that pump going. Now, I've said it before, and I'm going to say it again. If an exercise is feeling good, there's no reason to move on to something else. These are feeling great, and I've done 3 sets, and I'm definitely going to do 5, maybe even 6. And depending on how my legs feel by that time, I might be done. But you don't know until you get there. So, without further ado, let's get there. Ooh. 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 Yeah. We'll do one more set. Oh. Whew. So, we're gonna finish off legs with a couple sets of adductions, which is the inner part of your leg right here. And if you don't know, building this exercise is not just for girls. If you want thick, dense looking legs, you want to close this gap off. You don't want a thigh gap, okay? Like, as dudes, we don't want thigh gaps. So do this. Stop getting embarrassed over, oh, that's a girl's machine. Do you want big legs? Okay, stop being a pussy. Get on this machine. It's always amazed me, like, how guys will be afraid to do like glute work or inner thigh work. It's like, bro, any muscle on your body that gets bigger, it's gonna look good. But if you skip out on exercises, you're probably just a big pussy. Just you know what you got to do. Just, do you have the strength to do it? That's the real question. You're not literally a pussy if you skip out on exercises, but there are serious benefits here. Like, your adductors are used a lot for squats, and they really do add a great aesthetic towards your legs. If you know what each muscle looks like and you compare a guy who has big quads to a guy who has big quads and big adductors, there's just no comparison. And if you're trying to compete like I am, there's no time to be like, yeah, this machine is for women, right? When all the other dudes up there on stage that are winning aren't afraid to hit the women's machine. You know what I mean? So you might be a little embarrassed at first, but before you know it, all the dudes will be asking what your secret is to big legs, and you'll tell them why. And it's because you decided to hop on this machine right here. And when you do hop on this machine, tell them that I told you to. You're welcome. Oh, shit. All right, that's it for legs. Let's go check out the pump. Oh yeah, they're definitely very full. And just see my hamstrings? I just did those few sets and they're still pretty pumped. This one. Whew. Oh yeah, I'm happy with that. Whew. But yeah, guys, don't go crazy on the amount of movements you're doing. You don't need to do 6, 7 different movements per workout to get a good lift in. Just stick to 8 to 12 sets per body part per workout. If you want to do two muscle groups in the same lift, go for it. Just stick to that 8 to 12 sets and you'll be golden. It's great for improving strength over time. It's great for getting an intense workout. And when you know you have a limited amount of sets, you're really gonna give it your all. You're gonna be more not so worried. You know, I hate it when people say, oh, I don't wanna go hard on my deadlifts because I got X, Y, and Z to do after. You know, if you're not getting tired by the end of your workout, something's not right. So you don't have to go to failure on every set, but you definitely want to make sure that you're pushing yourself. So don't leave anything on the table. Get some sick pumps, get some sick workouts, and I'll see you guys later.